said he's gonna walk up on 50 Cent and punch him in the face.
Yeah, he said I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
I told you you can't trust me. Now Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
Diddy will go to prison, and he should. He's evil. And I say that because I just wrote a book called Confronting Evil.
Yeah,
he used narcotics and violence, to coerce people to do what he wanted to do. That's evil. Sorry.
Tell Curtis I ain't done yet. That's the message 50 Cent got hit with just hours after Diddy walked out clean from that major RICO case. And insiders say this wasn't some cold, calculated move from a legal team. Nope. Word is it came straight from Diddy himself.
Well, the verdict is in. Sean Diddy Combs has been convicted on 2 counts of transportation of his ex-girlfriends to engage in prostitution, but cleared of the most serious charges against him. The music mogul has been found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy and 2 counts of trafficking. The charges he has been found guilty of are connected to his 2 former partners, including singer Cassie Ventura and a former girlfriend being referred to as Jane.
Now, if you've been keeping up, Diddy just dodged the biggest charge that could have put him away for life. It's the kind of verdict that shakes up the whole industry. But while Diddy might have felt like he won the battle, it didn't take long for drama to erupt again. Right after the news broke, 50 went viral.
I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe. Right. It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you, and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards, or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree.
Not for celebrating, but because someone sent him a shady threat from a burner account. A screenshot of the message made its way online and people instantly connected the dots. See, 50's been poking at Diddy for years, clowning him nonstop on social media. Remember that time he posted, "There ain't no seat on that bike"? That wasn't just shade, that was a full-blown diss. And when he wasn't stirring things up online, he was taking jabs in interviews, calling Diddy fluffy and way more.
Each other business-wise for a long time.
Well, that's why it's only business. It was really, away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time.
But this time, it ain't just petty trolling anymore. The reason Diddy's allegedly creeping in the shadows now is because of that tell-all documentary 50's putting together about him. This ain't just personal. It's about protecting legacy, secrets, and reputations. Do it! And here's why. That documentary 50 Cent's working on, yeah, it's still happening full steam ahead. Not even that not guilty verdict slowed him down. In fact, 50 already made it crystal clear. He's planning to drop even more dirt than what came out in court.
I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way he would present the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it, just that alone.
So you didn't realize
as much stuff was coming. Like, when I seen today, it was allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them, and it's a long time, to be honest with you. Like, when people don't remember being violated for 20 years, it makes me feel a little hard.
And that has people asking, what exactly is 50 sitting on? Is that why Diddy fired off that threat? If you were paying close attention to the trial, then you know things got real shady. First, the original prosecutor got pulled out of nowhere, and in came Maureen Comey. That's the same name tied to the Epstein mess. The one who allegedly helped keep that whole situation under wraps. Now she's popping up in Diddy's case. Coincidence? People don't think so. Then there's Christina Coram, Diddy's right-hand woman. Multiple witnesses called her a co-conspirator, but the feds, they went silent. Just brushed past it, and now no one even knows where Christina went. She vanished like smoke.
A woman at the center of Sean's orbit and business empire could potentially hold the key to the prosecution. She is Christina Coram, seen here with Diddy in Florida in November after he settled his case with ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. Diddy posted this photo of her to Facebook saying, "Christina, aka KK, keeps everything in my life and my business running. She's my right hand." In a separate lawsuit against Combs, music producer Rodney Jones used this same photo, calling Corum the Ghislaine Maxwell to Sean Combs' Jeffrey Epstein. She was referenced 64 times.
And that ain't even the half of it. A whole bunch of disturbing details got buried by the mainstream media. But 50? He's saying he's gonna uncover everything, every secret, every name, every shady deal. And with Diddy now breathing fresh air instead of sitting behind bars, you know he's doing whatever he can to keep that info sealed up tight. That message to 50, that wasn't just a warning. It was a whole threat. Tell Curtis I ain't done yet. Didn't come from some random troll. It came from a burner that had been silent for months. Then out of nowhere, right after the verdict, it roars back to life. This wasn't about internet drama. This was a shot across the bow. And don't forget, Capricorn Clark already testified that Diddy once had plans to take out 50. So yeah, this threat, it could get way darker than just business beef. That burner account came back to life just to drop that one chilling line, but here's where things get real dark. Sources close to 50 say this ain't the first time he's been threatened. Not even close. Back in May, 50 actually clapped back publicly after finding out Diddy had allegedly been plotting on him for real. Diddy's ex-assistant, Capricorn Clark, gave some heavy testimony. She said that one day she rolled with Diddy to MTV for some press run, and that's when she overheard something wild. According to her, Diddy was chopping it up with a security guard and said he didn't like people causing trouble, but he did like guns. And guess who was at the MTV studio that same day? 50 Cent. Capricorn also said Mr. Combs told Chris Lighty he had a gun. He had a problem with 50 Cent. That's serious. No jokes there. So how did 50 respond? True to form, he flipped it into a joke the way only 50 can. He went on social media and dropped an AI-generated photo of himself looking scared with the caption, "Oh my goodness, itty bitty Diddy wants me dead. I have to lay low. I think I'm gonna hide out at the playoff game tonight. LOL classic 50, turning heat into humor." But let's not forget, that was in May when everybody thought Diddy was cooked. At the time, the RICO charges looked like they were gonna bury him. People were already talking about life behind bars. But fast forward to now, and the jury cleared him of 3 out of 5 charges, including the biggest one, RICO conspiracy. That flipped the whole game. According to NBC News, Diddy was convicted on 2 serious charges: transporting Cassie and another woman, referred to as Jane, for illegal purposes. So now the big question is, what does that actually mean? Could Diddy still end up walking free? And is that why he's already bold enough to be throwing threats at 50 Cent? See, Diddy and his camp were acting real confident the day that verdict dropped, like he'd be heading home that same night. But the judge wasn't having it. News Nation reported that Judge Aron Subramanian flat out denied Diddy's bail, saying he's too dangerous to be out on the streets. That's wild. So now Diddy's stuck behind bars at least until his sentencing on October 3rd. And here's the real kicker. Each of those 2 charges he was found guilty on, they carry up to 10 years each. People magazine says Diddy's looking at a max of 20 years total. That's no slap on the wrist. But let's be real. Once he's sentenced, Diddy's legal team is almost guaranteed to file appeals left and right, trying to fight both the conviction and whatever time he gets. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how much time he actually serves, if any at all. But while all that plays out, 50 Cent's sitting in the middle of the storm, and it's getting scary. Diddy hasn't even been sentenced yet, and he's already out here sending revenge threats like he knows he's gonna beat the system. That's bold. Now you might be wondering, why is 50 even the main target? I mean, yeah, 50's been roasting Diddy online nonstop ever since Cassie dropped her lawsuit almost 2 years ago. But truth is, 50's been coming for him way before that. The mockery, the Instagram shade, the interviews, all of it. So maybe Diddy's been holding this grudge for longer than we all thought. 50 Cent and Diddy's feud runs way deeper than just internet shade. This beef goes all the way back to the early 2000s. And get this, 50 was actually the first one to publicly question Diddy's sexuality, stirring up major controversy before social media even had a grip on the culture. But this ain't just about trolling, it might have been personal from the jump. About 8 years ago, 50 sat down with the Breakfast Club and laid it all out. He explained why he started clowning Diddy in the first place, and he wasn't shy about it. He exposed moments and situations that raised eyebrows in those jokes. They hit a nerve. Real deep. That's why insiders now say Diddy's been wanting to make a move for years. But back then it wasn't this serious. Now the stakes are sky high, and it all comes back to 50's upcoming documentary, Diddy Do It. And here's where things take a turn, because 50 just announced he's flipping the whole project on its head. According to his interview with Variety, he's not just going after headlines anymore. He wants to tell a complex narrative spanning decades. The real story behind the empire, the secrets, and the scandals. Originally, Diddy Do It was supposed to be a wild expose, focused on Diddy's freaky celeb parties, the rumors, the chaos. But now that Diddy skated past the RICO charge, the doc is shifting into something much darker and possibly way more dangerous.
I mean, when I walk in, I definitely take pride in being the originator of the preparation of the sex. Little things that I personally like. A lot of ladies, they just, you know, so if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave. Right. Gotta keep them there. Right. You need locks on the doors. P. Diddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
Just recently, a leaked clip started floating around, and if it's real, it's jaw-dropping. The footage allegedly shows some kind of eyes-wide shut-style party at Diddy's mansion. We're talking masks, antlers, ritual vibes, straight out of a secret society playbook. And this is just the beginning. Sources close to the doc's production say 50 is now digging into stuff that never made it into the courtroom. The kind of stuff people don't want out in the open. The biggest shocker? He's planning to confront the elephant in the room. The whispers that Diddy was possibly working as a government asset, and that the whole trial might have been staged to keep eyes off the real power moves happening behind the scenes. Remember when Kanye straight up called Diddy a Fed years ago? At the time, it sounded wild, but now it looks like 50 Cent might have found something that actually backs that up. So how's 50 planning to prove that Diddy could have been working as a federal asset this whole time? Well, one major piece of the puzzle is a woman named Christina Coram, Diddy's mysterious associate, who's been moving in silence for years. 50's got plans to dedicate a whole section of his docuseries to her, and it's about to get real uncomfortable. Sources close to the project say Christina allegedly played the same kind of role for Diddy that Ghislaine Maxwell did for Jeffrey Epstein, running the background, controlling access, and keeping the inner circle tight. That's a heavy comparison, and if true, it flips everything we thought we knew about this case. Now, last year, when Diddy first got locked up, a bunch of outlets said Christina Coram might be the key to cracking the whole case because she had access, knowledge, and power. But when the trial came around, her name got barely a whisper. It's like she vanished. Still, Cassie did bring her up during her testimony, and what she said was chilling. According to Cassie, Christina was the one keeping tabs on her for Diddy, like a handler in plain sight. So if Christina's role was that deep, why did the court act like she didn't exist? 50's digging for answers. Cassie's testimony painted a very clear picture, and it all leads back to Christina Coram. She said she was in contact with Christina almost every single day, talking about everything from her daily schedule to Diddy's moods and how to handle him depending on his vibe that day. I talked to KK about a lot, Cassie said. She knew a lot about my personal things. That's not just casual, that's someone deep in the mix. And it wasn't just Cassie. Another victim, only known as Jane, pulled out receipts. A text from Christina herself. In it, Christina allegedly encouraged her to board a commercial flight with illegal substances, brushing it off like it was nothing. "It's fine, I do it all the time," Christina wrote. So now the big question is, why on earth wasn't Christina called to the stand? According to CNN, prosecutors actually labeled Christina as one of Diddy's co-conspirators early on. But then, out of nowhere, they just stopped bringing her up completely. And that's suspicious because if Christina really was involved in all this, her testimony could have helped seal the racketeering charge against Diddy. Leaving her out, that's a giant red flag. This whole situation isn't adding up, and that's exactly why 50 Cent is zoning in on Christina for his doc. He wants answers, and fans do too. There's already major talk online that she might be the real reason the case fell apart. Some people are even floating the idea that the entire trial was nothing more than a cover-up to protect bigger players behind the scenes.
What was your reaction to hearing this verdict?
It's literally a gut punch. That is not good enough. Let me make it very clear, it's not good enough, okay? We're not normalizing this.
O'Day first met Diddy when he picked her to star in an all-female singing group after she competed on the MTV show Making the Band in the early 2000s. You've been speaking out about Sean Diddy Combs, raising alarm bells for years.
A lot of good it did me. My heart is with Cassie. She and all the women that testified had to sit on the stand while the world has debated their credibility.
One user on X put it plain and simple. People think the Diddy saga is over, but it is not. And if 50's documentary drops the truth about Christina, it could blow the lid wide open. This was deep state involvement to pull off a cover-up. There will definitely be more to this. That's what people are saying. And it all circles back to one major question. Why wasn't Christina Korum, aka KK, put on the stand? Some folks think the answer is simple, because a certain Comey was involved. So who's this Comey being talked about? That would be Maureen Comey, the lead prosecutor who suddenly stepped in to handle the Diddy case. She joined the prosecution squad right after Damian Williams, the original U.S. attorney overseeing everything, stepped down on November 25th, 2024, just weeks after Diddy was arrested. That timing, way too convenient. People are seriously raising eyebrows at how Damian dipped right before trial. He had been leading the case from the jump, and suddenly Maureen Comey slides in to take over. That's suspicious on its own, but it gets even messier when you realize Maureen Comey is the same name tied to the Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell cases. Yeah, now it's looking real familiar. So here's what's being whispered. Certain parts of the US government might have deliberately looked the other way or even helped when it came to Diddy's alleged blackmail empire. And why? Because Diddy's rumored blackmail archive is said to include footage and files on some very high-level people. Politicians, media bosses, corporate giants. Folks with serious power. Don't forget, during the raids on Diddy's properties, federal agents claimed they seized a stash of tapes and digital files. But months later, still no public info on what was actually found. Who's on those tapes? What's being hidden? That's exactly why conspiracy theories are blowing up right now. People aren't buying the silence. And if even part of what's rumored turns out to be true, this isn't just about Diddy anymore. This could shake up the whole system.
They think all celebrities are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, and when you see, if I wasn't saying anything, guess what? You could safely say that a person on the outskirts that is not involved in hip-hop culture could think that everybody in hip-hop culture is with that.
So if all of this turns out to be real, then we're not just talking about Diddy anymore. This whole situation might be way bigger than him. The streets are buzzing with one theory, that Diddy was never the top dog, just a middleman the same way Epstein was. A front, a face, while the real power players stayed hidden behind the curtain. Now the whispers are turning into shouts. People are saying Diddy might have been a protected intelligence asset running a covert operation for a much more powerful machine. And the craziest part? Former U.S. Attorney Brett Tolman just came out and said that Diddy and Epstein were running nearly identical blackmail rings. That's not some random internet rumor. That's coming from inside the legal system. So if 50 Cent is really diving into all of this for his doc, it makes total sense why he's catching heat. This isn't just about parties, scandals, or celebrity gossip. This could blow the roof off everything. It's deep, dark, and dangerous. And fans are already telling 50 to watch his back, but he's not folding. After his IG blew up with people warning that Diddy's gonna come for him, 50 fired back hard, calling Diddy gay Teflon Don and saying, "Get the F off my page," talking like I'm supposed to be scared of him. 50 standing 10 toes down. But let's be real, the people he's exposing, they don't just play dirty, they run the game, and they never forget. If you're ready to keep following this wild ride, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment with your thoughts. Let us know if you think 50's really about to uncover the truth, or if he's walking into something he can't come back from. See you on the next one.